Good morning everyone, welcome back. Yes, it is morning and it is results time of the last landscape challenge, or it's a seascape in this case. We're gonna run through all of the photos that everyone sent in, or most of them. There's a few left out because it's either duplicates or we're just getting to that point where we're getting quite a few entries. And that reminds me, in future I might not be able to reply to everyone on email. I will try. It's just that it's getting a lot, even if it's just to say thank you for entering. Appreciate that. Yeah, we'll have a run through and have a look at all these images. If you could do a like and subscribe on the video, I'd really appreciate that. It'd really help. That'd be fantastic. Thank you very much. Let's have a look through these. I am going to, by the way, when I get to the end of this, I'm going to pick my favourite and show you my favourite from the ones that you've seen. See if you can guess which one that is. Maybe write in the comments before you get to the end of the video. Be interested to see if it matches mine as well. Love to know what you think. Let's get on. So here we can see this is the original. This is what you all had to play with. You got to download the NEF file or the DNG, or there was a JPEG as well. Totally unedited, straight out of camera. Let's see what you guys did with it. So go along to this one. Okay, so you've changed the crop, which is quite nice. You've got rid of foreground rock, which was just out of focus at the bottom left there. Monochrome, there's quite a lot of monochromes with this. Seascapes, you seem to, a lot of people transfer it to monochrome, and it's really quite nice to see, to be fair. It's something I do quite rarely, but you all seem to master that quite well. Yeah, nice, it's nice and clean, it's very sharp, which is quite nice, especially around the lighthouse. It's really popping. You've got rid of the birds. I'm assuming the birds weren't a great fan. You weren't the only person to have done that. It was a bit distracting, and again, that's down to personal taste, and that's what we like about this, is that everyone brings something different. So it's just a nice conversion. I like the letterbox format that you've put it in, and that works quite well. Yeah, the colour tones that you brought out in this is lovely. That sky, oh, look at that sky, look at the colours coming through into that. That works really, really well. Really like the tone into that. Yeah, that's brought a lot of depth into it. You get a fairly consistent tone through the rocks and into the sea, into that as well, which is quite nice. But then there's beautiful white of the mist of the sea coming through as well, the spray. That works really well. Nice. Now this is quite interesting, going back old in style. We've got this rock at the foreground, which really sort of lends itself to this oldie worldy style. The grain in the picture is just beautiful. Yeah, it really does. You've done a really first-class job of turning that into a oldie picture, and it works well in this scene. It could be at any point in time, this photograph. It's timeless in that respect. That's a nice rendition, I like that. That works really well. Yeah, the one thing I liked about this picture was the sky. The texture that you've placed over the sky works really well. That's into there. I can still see some little dust spots and that onto there that were on the original picture in the sky. Actually, I don't mind that. It's working, it's giving it that atmosphere that actually it's a little bit blustery out there. There's a little bit of wind coming around. I actually quite like the grain on the rocks in the foreground as well. That just brings me into that picture, which is nice. Yeah, nice colour tone as well. I like the colour tone on that. Another monochrome conversion. Again, I think we're slightly cropped on the rock. Maybe we haven't, I don't know. I'm just getting that feeling. I'd need to go back and have a look at the original. Let's go and have a quick look. No, I don't think you have actually. You've kept it as is. But the sky's got a lot of depth and passion to it. I almost feel that storm coming in, and the rays of light just coming through the clouds there as well. Not rays, but the gaps where the light's coming in works really well into that. So that's quite nice. Okay, another conversion into monochrome, kept it quite dark, quite moody. Got rid of the birds again. Someone else who doesn't like the birds. not a problem from my point of view, so don't worry about it at all. It's quite interesting to see other people's aspects of this, what they like and what they don't, which is great. The rocks are more moody than the sky, to be fair. And the rocks are menacing in their own way as well. Very sharp, ruggedy rocks, and you've kept that in there, which is nice. Nice choppy sea. That's really shown with the contrast that you've got in the sea there as well. Okay, we've gone for a slightly tighter crop onto this. We've cropped in a little bit tighter, make the lighthouse a bit more prominent in the picture, and that works quite well as well. Brings you straight into that. You kept the birds there. We've got rid of the birds on the right. They've gone. Yeah, nice conversion to black and white. Works well. It's got some nice good contrast in that. So we've cropped into this, quite a nice tight crop onto those rocks. It has brought the picture to the forefront. It's bringing it into me. And especially with that sky, the way you've darkened the sky down, it's really kept that atmosphere. I don't know whether some of the birds have gone on the right hand side or whether it was from a crop, I don't know. But that works quite well. I do like that. You've kept the light around the lighthouse, funny enough, but that keeps drawing my eye back down to that lighthouse, which is exactly where I want to be. I want my eye around that lighthouse there on that picture, because that's where the action's taking part. But that sky, it is holding it all together, and with the rocks, the way you've cropped it as well, that works well. Okay, now we've gone that extra mile on this one, and we've dropped in a yacht going around there as well, which has added a bit more interest into that. You've graded the light from the right hand side in, so we've got some nice light coming into there. You've got, this is obviously thought about, but the way you've got the sails with the wind in is matching the way we've got the wind blowing, the sea breeze and the spray coming up into there as well. You've put an extra seagull in there as well, which is just giving us that triangle of three things to look around, which is great. You've brought that into it. That tone of the sky though, where we've got the nice light on the right hand side coming in, it's getting darker on the left, is great. Absolutely superb. You've matched it through onto the lighthouse. First class job, brilliant. Absolutely love that. That has added an extra dimension to that picture, put the boat in. Okay, so this one we've got a square crop, works really nice. I love the effect that you've put onto this image. We've got a bit of rain coming in from the right hand side. You can just see in the background. It's very, very subtle the way that you've done that. And that really adds to it. Subtlety is the key on to the way you've done this image on here. Looks nice, love the grain into it, love the texture effect you've put on the sky as well. And the spray mist that we've got around there. Nice to see. It's the only square crop that I've seen out of this, so it works really well. Well done, nice. Now we've gone for lightning. It's obviously a stormy day, so people are dropping some lightning into that. Nice little effect you've got into there. It's come out well into a bit of the sky that you've dropped in, which is nice. Rocks, you've brought out the shadows and the rocks at the foreground, which is quite nice into there. And it's still quite light over that left hand side where we've got the lightning coming in. Not a major problem, it's coming in dark from the right hand side, so we've still kept that into there. Nice to see a bit of lightning there. I like that little touch. Yeah, very soft colours, nice sort of pastely colours in that sky. Yeah, and that works well actually. Brings it in, nice solid base. You've cropped in again and got rid of that foreground rock, which was just out of focus. You've kept that in quite well. That's very pleasant to look at. Very nice, soft on the eye. Okay, now we've gone back to black and white, and we've got a lot of grain in there. We've kept it really moody. We've sort of gone oldie worldy, but we've kept it without the tone in it to go that far. And that's nice. The contrast in that sky is just beautiful. Lovely depth coming into that. Lovely. Yeah, nice soft tone that we've chose on this one. The rocks, we've got a different colour tone through on the rocks as well, which is nice. It's matched into the sea. And it's almost like we've had the storm now, we're just about to get into the nice bit of sky, bit of sun coming in, which is quite nice. Yeah, I like that. It's like the morning after the storm. That's quite nice. We've blurred out a few of the bits at the background there to give it a bit of motion. Softened it down, I would say, rather than blurred maybe. But we've kept the lighthouse pin sharp. That is beautifully pin sharp into that there. The rocks, yeah, they're coming in nice. We've got the soft rocks still at the front. That's lending and contrasting itself to the softness on the sea bit there as well. So you've softened that down quite nicely. You've got rid of a couple of the birds and just kept that one in there. Which adds a nice little bit of interest rather than the three, which is great. So it works really well. Nice little soft image, good to look at. Yeah, nice take. You got some really nice colour coming through into that. Yeah, nice patchy colour, nice warmth coming into it. It's dabbing onto that sea as well. Nice letterbox crop, cropped in quite well. Separates it out. Lovely colour, yeah. It is all about the colour on this image, which is nice. Just popping in beautifully into that. Nice little lens flare effect going on into that, which is quite nice. That's different. And it's all pivotal around that lighthouse as well. You've cropped it in, you've got rid of that blurred rock out the front, which is great. That's a nice little touch, adding that bit of colour into that monochrome. Monochrome's quite nice in its own right. It's got that nice shiny silvery effect around on that lighthouse, which is just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous on that. So that's handled really well. But like the little extra touch into that with the lens flare, brilliant. Is it a lens flare? Lens distortion? I don't know. I'm sure there's probably a technical term. If you know what it is, put a comment below. Oh, we've gone for motion here, haven't we? It's ferocious out there. Yeah, nice. Nice blurring of all that motion. Kept the rocks in well. We've just got a little bit of that blurred one there. Got one bird in, we've got rid of the rest. We've kept it very subdued, very painting-like in this image, which is quite nice. That sky works really well, nice and soft like that as well. Really well. Lighthouse is beautifully sharp, nice colour to it. Whites are beautiful. Love that effect around the lighthouse with the water coming in and rushing in. So you've handled that really well. Yeah, good work. Yeah, now we've gone for a evening nighttime scene. We've got the light on the lighthouse, it's blasting out there. So we've darkened everything down. A bit of a storm going on. I'm trying to warn everyone. Nice little touch adding that light on the lighthouse. Brilliant. I wasn't prepared to wait all night until we get the lighthouse going. I wanted to go home. It's a bit wet. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, it's a lovely soft image like that. The colours just make you just fall into that image. Lovely tone on it. Nice little crop. Got rid of the blurred rock in the foreground. Let's give her a lovely base to the image. Yeah, nice. I can just sit and look at that. Really happy with that. Yeah, nice colour tones. Put some lovely colour into that rock. Really brought that out. It's amazing the detail you can get in these shadow areas out of these cameras, and you've really brought that to the foreground. Pure daylight now into that. Lovely. Contrasting colour to the sky, which is quite nice. You've got nice blues going into that, and that's working well. Yeah, I like the separations and that. We've got the different layers, and that's working well. Brilliant. Okay, so we've got the lighthouse actually working in this as well. We've got the light beaming out, but we've kept it monochrome. We've added some seagulls into there as well on the right hand side to give a sort of a triangle into the rocks. We've got the rocks, the seagulls to the lighthouse, which is quite nice. Nice effect coming out. That light's handled really well coming out of the lighthouse. That's working brilliantly. Yeah, lovely out of box format. Really nice image. Well done. I really like that. Oh, we're going for real storminess here now. It's belting in. Absolutely belting in. I wouldn't like to be caught out in that, I tell you. Love the rays coming through in the sky there as well. That's kept in really nicely. But that is really dark and sinister in terms of the sky. That storm is coming in. But those few rays just give that glimmer of hope. Love the way we've got the whitewash on the sea there. It's bright, it's coming through, it's prominent. We can just pick out detail in rocks. Just enough detail in those shadows just to give me a bit of foreground interest, which is nice as well. Yeah, brilliant. That's a little selection there of some of the ones coming in, quite a varied selection. I'd just like to say absolutely fantastic. Thank you all for putting stuff in. But you know what? I'm actually going to pick my favourite. What do you think my favourite is going to be? Yeah, I wonder too. If you like the video so far, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for any future bits. The thumbs ups will really help, I appreciate it. Okay, so my winner is going to be this one by Mike Purnell. I love the fact that you added that yacht into there, and you've got the wind direction right, we've got the seagull in there as well into that. The light coming in is just graded in perfectly. You've done some beautiful compositing into that, and I really appreciate that. You took it to that next level. So that's probably my favourite for today. It was a tough choice, there's some really good images in there. But hey ho, there's the kudos for today. Hope you enjoyed all of those. They were fantastic images, and I hope you agree with my favourite. If you do or you don't, I hope you've put some comments down below and said which was your favourite, because I'd love to get your opinion, because it's really nice to see what everyone's got a different opinion, they've always got a different way of thinking, and it'd be nice to see what you guys think as well. Like and thumbs up would really help in this video, really appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you on the next challenge. That'll be announced today as well. See you in a bit. Thank you very much.